Hello and welcome to the Cranky Old Gamers Indie Spotlight. Today we are taking a look at Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. I want to tell you right now this is going to be a shorter video than usual, because I don't want to spoil everything. This is not a blind playthrough. I have beaten the game. It is a very short game. It can be beaten in maybe 3 hours. More if you explore, less if you rush. This is easily in my top 10 games of the year. Easily. Let's go ahead and take a look here. I'm going to show, let's see, we'll take a look at the options here first. Video options, not much. It's very minimalist. It runs beautifully though. Audio options, ta-da. Alright. Credits, don't need to see that. How to play. This game is brilliant in its execution. That's it. Big brother interact, little brother interact, big brother, and little brother. That's it. You control, it is the first game I have ever played where you control two characters simultaneously. You do not switch back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and skip the prologue. The basic concept is just your father is sick and you need to go, the doctor shows you a tree and says, we're going to go ahead and start over here. The doctor shows you a tree. There is no actual spoken dialogue in this game. All of the dialogue in the game is gibberish. The game comes from the makers of Magica, and the gibberish is very similar, and I'll show you. But like I said, you control them at the same time. It can get very confusing, I won't lie. Older brother, you use your left hand. Interact, there we go. The two brothers are very different. You never hear their words, but you do, you get a very strong sense of their personalities. For example, he just simply, you know what he did. He asked her where the tree is. You couldn't hear the words, but they convey everything perfectly through gesture. Now the little brother, he's a bit of a, he's a little sillier, he's a little younger. He's much more playful. Admittedly, some of the things he does, he can be a little dickish. But he loves his brother loves him. Older brother is going to help with the sweeping. Little brother is going to play a little trick. Isn't he impressive? I could play basketball with her, but I won't. The puzzles throughout this game, they are never all that difficult, but I'm not going to say they're clever, but they do. There are a few times, especially later in the game, that you really have to work with the two brothers together to make it work. Again, the personalities of the two brothers. Older brother, not musically inclined. He's terrible at it. Younger brother, he knows what he's doing. The controls are very well done, but they do get confusing. I very frequently got lost. Not lost, but just the, I don't know, we're trying to control them both at the same time threw me off. But it's not the game's fault. The game does it beautifully. It was my never having done that. Here's one of the first kind of dual puzzles you run into. Big scary dog. This one's very simple to figure out.
Hey!
Alright, call the dog over here, and while the dog's not looking, and you're basically just going to leapfrog across. Come here, puppy. Again, very simplistic puzzle here. Oh, uh-oh. Okay. They do get more difficult than this.
Hey!
Visually, as you can see, the game is absolutely gorgeous. Later on, it gets even better. There are a lot of different locales. These boys go, I'm not going to say around the whole world, but there are lots of different locales that are just gorgeous. There's some mines, there's a graveyard, there's a kind of a frozen tundra. Due to events that I did skip early on, the little brother is terrified of water. Shallow water he can run through is fine, but deeper water, you have to get the brother to help him out, and that comes into play a few times. I don't really want to show you too much of this. This is, like I said, this is the first chapter. There's not a whole lot you're going to see here. I think this is all in the demo. But don't let anybody spoil this game for you. It is one of the most emotional games I have played since Journey. Yeah, this is, when it gets really confusing, is when your brothers are flipped. Because you want to use, you know, this stick to control the little brother. Not that you can see my hands, but let's flip them around. There we go. I always forget I don't actually need the middle one. But anyway, as I was saying, this is one of the most emotional games I've played since Journey. I am the cranky old gamer. I am a curmudgeonly bastard. It takes a lot for a video game to affect me emotionally. Without spoiling anything, I cried like a little bitch at the end of this game. Oh my god. I haven't had, and it's still, thinking of things that happen at the end of this, still give me chills. There is one big spoiler that, and I even hate to say it, because I'm going to say that, and then you're going to go, a big spoiler. Well, I should go look it up. I want to see what's so... No, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, please. Hang on, I got to go. There's actually an achievement down here. Yeah, don't do that to yourself. And actually, the big spoiler, the only reason I bring up the big spoiler is not the emotional part. I mean, it is, but... Yeah, if you roll the sheep in ashes... Or not. There we go. I cannot remember. I know there's something I'm supposed to do with the bunny. I think it's the little brother. One of my favorite things is, yes, this game does have achievements. There we go. All the bunnies look alike now. None of the achievements are just for beat the level or collect all. There are no collectibles in this game. Every single achievement is for doing something on the side that is, I don't want to say mischief, but they're things like that. I mean, one of them is very definitely not mischief. There's a moment that... No, never mind. I'm not even going to spoil that. I'm not going to re-record this video, but I'm already regretting telling you there was a big spoiler. I will tell you flat out, the game is fantasy. That I didn't realize to begin with. It's just not overt fantasy. It's not. There are fantasy creatures. There are trolls and griffins, but there's not. I don't know how to describe it. It's not like elves and fairies and all that stuff running all over the place. There's that dog down there. And we're going to meet one of our first fantasy creatures right now. Seriously, I'm going to stop moving the characters. Look at how beautiful this game is. The lighting is gorgeous. There's a point where you are running through a forest. It's like an autumn forest, kind of like you see how that tree up there has all the golden brown leaves. It's a forest like that at sunset, and the sun playing through the leaves is amazing. Okay, so we have the... I don't know if he's a troll or a giant. All I know is he's got mushrooms coming out of his back. One giant, two beds. Wonder why he's crying. Hi.
Hey, Maru!
Maru, when hadi, da?
It's that way. Yeah, he neglects to tell you it's really far that way. And... Whee! Me next, me next! you... Even without any words, you genuinely fall in love with the brothers. Like, you just... They're such wonderful characters. I do love that spaced throughout the levels are these. Just benches. They just give you a beautiful view. There is no achievement for this. There's no collectible. They just let you take in the sights, and that's it. It definitely kind of plays with your mind a little bit in that when when you play a game, you tend to kind of put your mindset into that character. You tend to, even if only a tiny bit, subliminally roleplay your character. You are that person. In this, you are two people. I find myself through the entire game simultaneously worrying about my younger brother and making sure that my older brother is going to be there for me. And it's a really odd feeling. It's like a split personality almost. Especially because I am controlling both of them. I know the little brother's going to be fine because I'm controlling him. I know my big brother's going to be there for me because I'm controlling him. But I still put myself in the mindset of the characters. And playing both of them at the same time, yeah, it messes with you a little bit. See, there I went in opposite directions that time. Now, I am only showing you the very beginning of the game because I just don't want spoilers. I want you to enjoy the game for yourself. I really do. Part of what actually inspired me to play the game in the first place was Total Biscuit's review of this. I've never heard Total Biscuit talk so in awe of a game before. Go ahead and check out his video. His is actually, well, obviously, but he's more professional, but I will flat out say his video is better than mine. But he actually goes so far as to say, oh, I can't jump that far. He goes so far as to say this is not only one of the best games I've played this year, it may be one of the best games I've ever played in my life. I don't know that I would go that far, but I totally 100% get it. I get why he says that.
Hey, Naya! Whoa!
I cannot remember the last time I was so emotionally touched by a game. And it's not... Okay, when I talk about that big spoiler, that's... Again, that's not it. It's the whole game. It's spending the whole time with these two brothers, you know, falling in love with them as characters. And getting into their heads and getting them into my head and just experiencing their journey to save their father. I'm not going to say the game's perfect. It has a few technical issues. There are certain places where it just needs a brother on either side, but for some odd reason, the game insists that the big brother be on this spot and the little brother be on the other spot. It won't let you switch around, even if it's something as simple as like opening a gate. So that's kind of weird. Here's what I was talking about earlier with the water. He loses his shit. So you have to do this together. Big brother swims while little brother hangs on for dear life.
Naya!
The reason for that is in the opening cutscene. I just didn't want to show you because, again, how many, I've said it, what, 15 times already in this video. I want you to experience it for yourself. Alright, so we are entering Chapter 2. I'm actually going to cut the video here. I'll show you the very beginning just as a little teaser. This is the underground cavern I was telling you about. So yeah, pick it up on a Steam sale if you can, but it's worth full price. It is absolutely worth the full price, $14.99 on either Xbox or on PC. The other thing that I'm going to say it now because I honestly can't remember if I said it at the beginning of the video or not. It is incredibly important that you have a controller. The game is set up so that you can use a mouse, but no. It would ruin the game. The interface of this game was made for the Xbox. It was not made for PC originally. It is a beautiful, perfect port, but the game is designed with a controller in mind. One stick, one shoulder button for each brother. The brothers don't exactly have abilities per se, but they do. The little brother can squeeze between bars like that while the big brother can't. So, whereas the big brother is stronger and can move heavier things. So yeah, we got a long ways to go. Alright, so this is Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I highly recommend it. You will see this again in my best of worst of video coming up of 2013. This is in my top 10 of the year. So, alright guys, thank you all for watching. This has been an Indie Spotlight with a Cranky Old Gamer. Don't forget to check out my Facebook, facebook.com/thecrankyoldgamer. Check out my Twitter, CrankyOldGamerX. And check me out on Twitch TV when I stream as the Cranky Old Gamer. Also, don't forget, you can, if you have not subscribed already, you can subscribe by clicking my face up in the corner. Alright guys, thank y'all for watching. Bye-bye.